Hey everyone, Core here. It's time for another midnight review, and probably the biggest movie this year, I think, is Rogue One, a Star Wars story, to say the least. Um, but yeah, I was from all the trailers and all the TV spots and everything. Uh, this one really had me interested the most out of most of the movies this year. Even I don't know, the trailer, the trailers and TV spots are really good, and it kind of made me more excited than episode 7, most likely because episode 7 they kept a lot of stuff kind of hidden and for the movie part, and where this one it's you know the end game and the start and the end, but it's all the middle that you don't know, and that's what they fill you in on. And of course, for people that don't know the story, in Star Wars Episode 4, the rebels get the plans for the Death Star, and you know these are the rebels that helped get those plans, and it's the whole story of why and how, and why certain things ended up being the way it was, pretty much in episode 4, and how they became so successful against this giant weapon, to say the least. And of course, there's other stories about the designer, uh, the other emperors, the other uh, commanders, I guess, that were in charge of stuff, and it has some really cool scenery, man. They kind of hop pretty frequently at the start, and it's nice seeing that again. It's nice seeing different worlds that they've talked about, and seeing that again, and also the way that they tie it into episode 4 and the rest of the universe is really cool, to say the least. And there's a lot of stuff that's like, oh, so that's where that came from. That's where they came from. Oh. There's little stuff here and there always, catching your eye, and that's pretty cool. I really like that. A lot of people like that. Just really good uh, banter, to say the least, especially between the reprogrammed droid K- K9, I believe, is or C9. I forget his name, but it's pretty hilarious some of the things he says because he's just completely honest. It just says what he thinks, and a lot of the stuff is really it's pretty funny. The situations that when he says something is pretty great. I think he stole the show as far as all the characters. It's interesting to see they have some characters from episode 4, The New Hope, and of course that was like 40 years ago, um, and it's really cool to see them digitally. I guess you could say remastered in their characters in this story that's taking place so far away from the first movie, and it's it's not as distracting as you would think because it is done very well, and they I, they're pretty much there. Uh, I'm pretty sure. I mean, of course, they had somebody stand in and stuff like that, so they probably look close to them, and then they, just change the face. But yeah, man, it's a trip seeing some of them younger, and they kind of fill in a couple holes here and there too. But yeah, as far as the music, it's Star Warsy, but it's different, and that's kind of cool. And the action scenes and everything were freaking amazing. It has one of the coolest uh, final scenes that I've seen uh, in any of the movies. I think, as far as there's a ground war, there's a upper atmosphere war, there's a a star war, and it's just all coming together to the end goal, and that's really cool to see. It's the whole interstellar planetary kind of interplanetary fighting too as well. I mean, yeah, we had that with episode 7. We've had that with uh, Return of the Jedi and stuff, but this is just more refined as far as the fighting and everything. And there's actually a couple vehicles that you haven't really seen yet. I believe it was one called the U-wing, which is pretty cool. It goes from like the fighter pilots from Hoth kind of shape, where it's more narrow and compact in like tighter areas, but then also when it starts to take off, its wings start to flip back to move more streamlined, and that's pretty cool to see when that thing changes its fighting style and everything. But of course, there's the X-wings that are a staple and everything, and the AT-ATs, which AT-ATs that a lot of people, of course, always fight how they say them, but I switch with them too as well. There's also, like I said, there's callbacks and everything. It's a really good movie, I gotta say, for sure. Um, I can't think of anything bad to say about it. Even nitpicking is really hard. Uh, it starts off pretty well. I mean, I guess the start does, it throws you off a little because it seems like they always start with orphans in a way. These kids get stranded and they have to survive, and so far we've had 2, 3, 4 starting movies that that so that's, I guess it's kind of, I mean, it makes sense because the whole what they have to go through to kind of prove themselves and become themselves. So but yeah, it's definitely go see it. I recommend it highly. I kind of want to go see this at IMAX, especially in 3D, because I think it will look even more beautiful than it already does, especially that final fight scene. Uh, Definitely gonna have to rewatch this again just to see all those little Easter eggs and everything. As far as the ending credits, I don't think there was anything. I did leave early. Star Wars isn't really known for actually adding stuff to the end, um, because the story is complete towards as soon as those credits hit. So I don't know what they could have added really, unless it's some kind of teaser to the next one. But yeah, so go see it. Highly recommend it. Woo! It's getting really good reviews, so that's really good. I'm sure it's gonna break 100 million this weekend for sure. Um, but yeah, and in case you don't follow me on Twitter, you should at DCW Core, all one word, DCWCORE. Of course, link in the description and everything. That's to my Twitter handle, because I am doing another giveaway for the Marvel Secret Wars. I'm actually doing a digital set, which is issues 1 through 9, digital codes, and also if you just have to retweet my tweet saying it. I try to tweet it every couple days. You have until the 20th at midnight, and well, 19th midnight, 20th at 12:01 a.m. It's in the tweet if you look at it. But yeah, I'm giving away the digital set, and I'm also giving away the physical copies to someone lucky enough to leave a comment on any of my videos from now until then, or if you retweet my tweet, of course. Um, Definitely check it out. I should have some other comics and stuff I'll be throwing up on there if you're interested in free comics at all, mostly Marvel. I do post most of my Marvel ones, especially the ones that are in my unboxings that I get duplicates of. Usually go out there in a picture, so act fast. But until next time, guys, next one's gonna be Assassin's Creed. Here's hoping another video game movie is good. But until next time, guys, later.